If something happened last week, we missed it. So that's Father's Week in Review.
One more.
Hey, pardon me for interrupting.
Where did the week go? Oh no, I'll ask Comic Book Man.
Hey folks, how
Hey,
you doing?
folks.
Comic Book Man here. Welcome once again to my video outhouse. It's time for Week in Review. And this is the Week in Review for November the 3rd, 2010.
What?
This is where we cover
Yeah, what's
this is
going
where
on?
we cover
November the
what
3rd?
happened in the week that just was.
I was drunk November the 3rd.
You were?
Yeah. Well,
Okay. Well,
Let's review it.
Let's review it. What did you drink?
Oh, lots of vodka.
That's great. Okay. So anyway, now that we've found out what he does on weekends,
Then it had
Drunken
White
Lout
Castles.
does. This is your look back at the week that was for November the 3rd, 2010. If you go to ShipShape for this same week, you watch that, you put the two together, those are your bookends. That'll give you a real good idea of what's going on in this week in the world of comics, in the world of media, in the world of gaming, and in the world of wrestling. We're going to cover all those this week. First up, we're going to go over the shipping for this week. Some of the big events for this week over in the Marvel Universe. We had the end of what, Bo?
Brand New Day.
Brand New Day's over with.
This gigantic issue, which came with, has stories written by everyone who ever worked on all the Brand New Day stuff since they did it.
Is it 4 writers and 6 artists, or 6 artists and 4 writers?
Man,
and
you
whatever
got.
that is?
Let me see how many stories you
Well,
got.
you got
You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got 7 stories in here.
yeah. So you got like 10 creators all together working on this thing. It's over with. It's done. It's finished. Marvel Universe is moving on from here with the big storyline,
Yes.
which will be next week. And next week's Week in Review, Humberto Ramos is drawing.
But you need to pick that up because in that issue, Peter Parker gets a new girlfriend.
Oh, lucky Peter. Also this week, the Punisher came back. No, he's not Frankencastle. He's not a dead zombie anymore. He's not even the Undertaker anymore.
No.
He's a good old Frank. And how was this?
It's actually quite entertaining. It has the return of the Jigsaw brothers, Microchip, and the new and improved Punisher isn't as... He's a little stronger than the old Punisher because he was basically sewed back together, but he still blows a lot of stuff up.
This is, of course, the Marvel Universe Punisher, not the Marvel Max Punisher, which is also continuing, has nothing to do with this. Different Earths.
And actually, when you get to the end of this 6-issue limited series, there is no regular Marvel Universe Punisher book out after that.
Okay, I'm sure they'll come up with something. Captain America, Man Out of Time, shipped this week. It's another in the ongoing series of miniseries they're doing to promote Captain America. This retells Cap's origin with him being defrosted in the 21st century as opposed to the early 60s from the original. So in the Marvel Universe now, Cap was defrosted,
He was defrosted officially like in the 60s or 70s.
like just before 9/11 or something.
No, it was the 60s or 70s.
No.
At the end of this,
No, he gets defrosted
Oh,
in the 21st century.
He's using computers and stuff.
Yeah.
This is actually written by Mark Waid, who had a really good run on Captain America a long time ago. And it's a pretty entertaining little read.
They always draw him like he's late for something.
Well, he is.
I'm so late. I'm
He's
late.
always
He's
running.
rushing for dinner.
He's always running.
Of course, DC released comics this week. The big story this week
Oh, what did that?
was Batman and Robin, where we had the big reveal of...
Bruce Wayne announced, even though Bruce Wayne isn't officially back yet until the 10th.
No, he's not.
There's a shipping- there's a shipping
This shipped early.
Right.
Or
This-
late.
this
Actually, they shipped late, but it shipped early in relation to
This
the other
actually
books.
shipped when it was supposed to ship, so this is on time. Return of Bruce Wayne is late.
Yeah.
But at the end, Bruce Wayne reveals that he's been funding Batman since forever, and he announces Batman Incorporated.
Yes. He's not Batman, but he's
No.
been funding Batman.
He's been funding Batman.
So Batman's
All
been
his
making-
wonderful toys are paid for by Wayne
He's been
Tech.
making personal appearances. I don't know.
It was the big story on the internet this week, was this one issue right there. Also this week, Superboy returned
Superboy.
in a monthly ongoing series by Jeff Lemire.
Yes, Jeff
I always
Lemire.
have problems with
Oh,
that name.
sweet, too.
I always have problems with that name,
Lemire, I
Mr.
think it's just
Kane.
Lemire.
Jeff Lemire.
And-
Jeff Lemire.
And drawn by Pierre Callo. How'd you like the story?
It was okay.
I thought I read it. I thought it was an interesting take on Superboy. It was exactly what I thought it was. It's Smallville meets X-Files
Yeah, very small. I mean, he's going to spend most of his time in Smallville. He's
Yeah.
not going to be hanging out in the big city.
with Crypto.
With Crypto. This little dog, yes. But I thought the first issue was okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is going to go past 12 issues, but it was okay.
It's quirky and odd, and it's a different flavor in the Superman universe.
Which could be a little off-putting to some
So there's a
readers.
magical element.
well,
Is Superman supposed to be vulnerable to kryptonite and?
well, no, not with him. I mean,
Oh,
Smallville is a weird, quirky little
Yeah,
town.
Smallville had that part where you had Chloe with the wall of weird, and this is
Oh,
basically
okay.
small. You know, there's no Chloe here, but there's still weird stuff going on.
Yeah, it's still
around.
weird stuff
So
going
there are
on,
a bunch of
which
mutants running
probably isn't due to kryptonite, but
No,
it's just
just-
because Smallville's a weird little
Smallville's
place,
just weird.
like Erie, Indiana.
Yes.
Also this week, this one-shot ship from DC, Batman Catwoman, Follow the Money. It's written and drawn by Howard Chaykin.
Yes. It's actually Batman. It's really an interesting story. You've got Batman and Catwoman who are friendly. They're not enemies anymore. And a lot of the issue is them debating the entire concept of what he does as opposed to what she does, and the villain is the Cavalier. Very, very well drawn, very, very well written, although at certain points you sort of mix up the characters because the Cavalier and some of the supporting cast look exactly like Bruce Wayne.
He sure does that.
And does Bruce Wayne look exactly like American Flag?
No.
Does he look like Blackhawk?
No.
Well, that's all Chaykin draws.
No, he looks like, he looks a little different, but there's a point where you sort of get them confused. But it's really nice you get the dichotomy because she's going, well, what you do is basically what I do, but you're breaking the law too by going out and doing stuff.
How can you tell Howard Chaykin's drawing the book? That's how you can tell Howard Chaykin's drawing the book.
Guys and goddess.
Hot-looking chicks.
No, fetish clothing.
And fetish clothing.
He looks a lot cleaner than he's usually.
Yes, he's kind
The one thing I've mentioned that we're going to do this week of note is the return of
Days Missing.
Kestis.
For all you fans who love Days Missing, the Gene Roddenberry concept that I think he came up with on a weekend when he was really, really high on exhaust fumes.
Yes.
But, the Days Missing, the people of Arcadia have decided to bring the character back because apparently this is quite popular.
Yeah, it sold quite well. It actually sold quite well. Okay, moving on to the news. That was the shipping for this week. In comic book news, Superman Earth 1 has officially sold out. It's also #1 on the New York Times bestseller list, and DC announced that there will be a second print of the book coming out sometime the end of this month, beginning of December. So if you missed Superman Earth 1, let me know.
Pull that from me, Con.
Because otherwise I won't be ordering you a copy.
What?
Give me one. Con.
Did you get one?
I'm waiting for the trade.
Yeah, he's waiting for the trade.
I'm not in a hurry.
If you're looking for the hardcover, though, if you want to read the #1 New York Times best-selling comic, hardcover, graphic novel, let me know, and I can order a copy for you.
That says more about the New York Times list than it does about the Superman.
Well, the New York Times list is a little...
It got great reviews. It got great reviews from a lot of different sources. A lot of people like it.
#1 on the list.
Gaming. We have a little bit of gaming news. This is canceled.
Oh my God!
Wizards of the Coast cancels the entire HeroScape line board game miniature series. The November 16th release of Molten Claw Invasion will be the last of this. They will not do any more, and they have said whatever is on the shelf is whatever is on the shelf. That's all you're going to get. So this is over with, and the reason they said they're canceling is because they want to concentrate on their core line, which of course is Magic the Gathering. So if you're a HeroScape fan, sorry, it's over, it's finished, it's done. Media news. We had a couple of stories. The Avengers budget was sort of kind of announced this week. Not really, but maybe.
Bleeding Cool announced that they announced the rumor that the budget was $140 million. The problem with that rumor is the fact that, well, for one, all the salaries are already in. So you're taking all the actors' salaries and the pre-production stuff that's going on right now. They haven't officially announced a budget yet. So this is just basically a rumor.
So it's a rumor guesstimate.
Million.
Also this week, Bond. Yes.
3D, though. So it probably costs more than
3D. 3D does not cost all that much. Bond 2012 has been scheduled.
Yes. The MGM people have finally gotten all their money together. They got their loan. They basically told Carl Icahn, who's trying to interfere, to get the hell out of the way. And so they're trying to get the Bond film started late 2011, early 2012.
Okay. The Amazing Spider-Man movie that's coming up, Spidey 4 or Spidey whatever it's going to be. Spider-Man, whatever they're going to do. They're not going to have an adjective before?
No 4.
Oh, okay.
No 4.
There won't be spectacular, won't be
It'll
sensational.
probably be Amazing Spider-Man, but there'll be no 4 attached to it. Kind of like the same way as Mission Impossible 4 is not called Mission Impossible 4 anymore.
Okay.
How about Task Break?
Aunt May, and Uncle Ben have both been cast in the movie, and of course, Aunt May is
Sally Field.
Go figure.
Who's
on Boniva?
And she's on the ABC show Brothers and Sisters, and Uncle Ben is going to be Martin Sheen,
who's having all sorts of problem with his oldest son, Charlie.
Yes, who's basically maybe Charlie will have a cameo as I don't know, Max Shrek or something.
Charlie's just
have Charlie have a cameo as the thief that kills Uncle Ben. There you go. That's brilliant casting.
Everyone's going, oh, how Martin Sheen, is this an origin story? We don't know exactly how much Martin Sheen's involved because no one's seen the script. So calm down.
Our last media story is Ian McKellen is not yet in The Hobbit.
Yes, everyone's going, well, The Hobbit, and they announced all these other dwarves and everything, and Ian McKellen goes, I haven't signed anything yet.
So everybody's assuming he's in it, but he hasn't actually signed yet, which doesn't mean he's not going to be in it, but he's not in it yet.
No, he's not.
They prefer little people.
Anyway, you can find out more about all those stories on Media News because JR and I did all these stories already on Media News.
Except for
We're just recapping them for you right here. They're in much greater detail in Media News. And Wrestling News, we had an election this week and somebody lost big time.
Linda McMahon lost her run to be part of the Connecticut Senate by 10%. At least 10%. She got 44%. Her opponent got 54%. So Linda's at home, chilling. People said, "Are you going to go back to the WWE?" She goes, "Well, not right now, but that'll probably happen." And Linda
I'm sure she will.
She spent $50 million on losing. So.
She wants that back.
So if you break that down, $50 million, 44% of the electorate, at some point we'll break down exactly how much that costs her per voter.
And if you're a wrestling fan, Vince is out of his coma now.
Yes, Vince is out of his coma. So Vince will be popping up on TV.
And when he came out of his coma, he found out she spent $50 million on an election she lost.
That's what woke him up.
And Freddie Prinze Jr. told him.
Yeah, Freddie Prinze Jr., the new member of the writing staff. So $50 million, he went, what? What?
And then he crapped all over a Blumenthal
and then he
poster.
And then he said, I hate politics.
And the last story we've got, WEC has merged with the UFC.
Yes, it's an official merger. They were already the sister company of the company, but 2 shows left. November the 11th will be the next to last show, and December the 16th that'll be the last WEC show. All those smaller wrestlers will be hanging out and wrestling in the UFC completely.
Yes.
They'll be just hanging out there.
Okay.
The smaller guys. They won't be fighting the bigger guys, but they'll be fighting guys their size.
Okay, so while I take a drink...
Smaller fella.
We're done. We're finished. We're out of here. That's your weekend review for the 3rd of November, 2010.
What?
Be sure to stop up at the store's website to read all of his comic and media and wrestling news that he sends me.
Where's Dan?
And until next time, this is Comic Book Man.
And Bo.
Saying bye. How you doing, folks? This is Uncle Peter, your humble host, letting you know that on Saturday, November the 13th, between the hours of 1 and 3 p.m., Shane Douglas, the star of ECW and the WWE, will be here. Alternate Reality Incorporated, next to the corner of 111 McKenzie, on Saturday, November the 13th, 1 to 3 p.m. Come on down, shake his hand, get your picture taken, autograph. You'll love it.